Welcome to Curious Foods. Today, I'm gonna beat the baker. I thought that I would show to absolutely everyone how easy it is to make bread. So, I went to the baker and I bought a...
I'm gonna show everyone how easy it is to make bread, so I went to the baker.
Yeah, that's how easy it is, guys. Thanks.
See you later.
Yep, but seriously, here's what we're gonna do. This is a sourdough bread. Nice piece of bread.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I'm gonna prove that you can beat that at home with no experience whatsoever. I've actually done this a couple of times. I love it. My friends actually now request that I come with bread when I hang out.
So you have to pay to be with your friends?
Pretty much, yeah. We're gonna make something called a Poolish, which is usually made when you're making baguettes. You don't have to, spend a whole lot of time in it. It's gonna be finished in a day-ish. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be making. So what we need now is first 150 grams of lukewarm water.
Looks about 150.
And your eyesight is, how much is it?
Yeah, a little over.
150.
Exactly.
I'll give you 2 grams above and below. Oh, 150 exactly. And now measure out 150 grams of wheat flour.
This is riveting TV.
140, 145, 150, exactly. All right.
And in there?
In there. Now just take a little bit of yeast. And you do not need a lot. You need basically a little pinch of yeast. Boom. That's it.
Well,
So you want it to be as homogenistic as possible. Homogenistic, is that a word?
It's not a word I use.
There you go. What this does is that it's gonna ferment and rise, and we're gonna let that rise for at least 4 up to 24 hours. So yeah, I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow. Nah, I'm joking. I actually made this already, right here.
So that is that from yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exact same thing. Open that up and smell it.
Smells doughy flour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now smell that.
It smells like alcohol.
Yeah, because it is alcohol. And this is where all our flavor is gonna come from. So now we're gonna have to start weighing again, because now we're gonna make the actual dough, the actual bread. 280 grams of lukewarm water. You need to zero it out as well.
Yep.
Hey, you can just use that again. Why are you... Oh my God. All right. And now I want you to mix through about 3 to 4 times as much yeast as you had in that one.
So
There you go. You don't have to be exact. You don't want too much yeast in it, and you don't want too little. This is gonna be one of those things that you're gonna experiment with, and it's all fine.
you don't have to be exact, but don't use too much and don't use too little.
Exactly. He's getting it. He's getting it. And now all of your Polish.
So just drop it in.
Drop it in. Nice and gloopy.
Ooh. We should start making one of those oddly satisfying videos.
I don't know if this is disturbing or satisfying.
I think this is satisfying.
All right.
In a really weird way.
Goops.
Dupes, yeah. Yep. All right.
Okay.
And then
mix as well as possible. All right,
Okay.
that's starting to look pretty homogenistic. Yeah, it's just one grayish lump. So just make sure that there's no large lumps of the Poolish left, and it's all mixed, and yeah, you did a good job. And now for the rest of our flour. 430 grams of wheat.
You know what? I'm not gonna be ballsy enough to just put it straight in.
Smart.
How much?
So 430. Actually, 420. Let's go 420.
420. He's gonna put all the measurements down in the description, by the way.
I'm gonna get you a spoon. All of it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
There you go. Now mix it as well as you can. You're gonna get to a point where it's very hard to mix it with the spoon. And when that happens, I'm gonna show you guys another technique. All right, let me have a look here.
It's pretty...
Okay, next stage, and this is the trickiest part. So put the spoon aside. Okay.
I'm sticky.
Yeah. Wet your right hand all the way up here. Get it really wet, nice and wet.
Right hand up to right there.
Yeah. So wet it all the way up here, and then get it as wet as possible, and like try to leave as much water on the hand as possible. All right. Then I want you to grab the bowl with the other hand, grab down, squeeze it. Just grab down, squeeze the dough on one side, turn it a little bit, squeeze, turn a bit, squeeze, turn a bit, squeeze. Do it fast.
Okay.
Okay, and when you feel that the dough is starting to stick too much to your hand, go back and wet it.
Whatever.
All right, that's fine. So what he did, he did like this, and all of the dough got like between his fingers. Now I want you to try to grab it like a cup and just squeeze it like this on the side of the dough. There, yeah, side of the dough, squeeze it, and then turn, and then squeeze, and then turn, and then squeeze. And try to do it a little bit fast, that way the dough won't stick to your hand as much. All right, that's it.
Yep.
Yep.
Now what?
Now you go and wash your hands, and I'll see if I can find some cling film.
Okay, so why not use a towel?
You can use a towel if you want.
Yeah.
But, no. Because we've already used that to wash our hands. If you're going to use a kitchen towel, you better damn well make sure that it's completely 100% clean.
You think this is my only towel?
Yes. Yes, I definitely believe that that's your only towel. No, this was just easier. All right. And now we let that rise in room temperature for 20 to 30 minutes. Welcome back, guys. It's been about 20, 30 minutes, and we are ready.
It's bare.
Yep, that's what she said.
That one's on me. Yeah.
So it has almost doubled in size. Come on. All right, so
Too easy, man.
what we need to do is that we need to create a gluten structure. We need to fold this dough over itself, and I'm going to show you guys a technique on how to do that. So this is the first technique. Pick up a piece, stretch it until it almost breaks, and then fold it over. Turn it, and then do that all around the dough. And that way, the gluten structure folds over itself and creates like this network that will, when it rises, keep a lot of the air and get a nice fluffy bread. And now, for the next technique. Fold it up, and just drop it down over itself. Fold it up, drop it down over itself. And you get to see that the dough is actually already starting to have a lot more structure and is a lot more firmer than when we opened it up.
But we're doing a terrible job shooting B-roll, so you're just gonna have to trust us on that.
Now, this needs to stay for another 20 minutes.
You notice sometimes it says 30 minutes, other times it says 20 minutes, so either way, like, just
20 to 30 minutes.
Out 25 minutes.
20 to 30 minutes, the more you allow it to breathe, the fluffier it gets, but you don't want to wait too long because there is such a thing as overproofing or like letting it rise too much, and that can create problems later. So 20 to 30 minutes. It's Magnus' turn to try to do the flap.
The flop?
The flap.
Like that.
And before it breaks, go down.
And then...
And down. Before it breaks. A little bit sooner. There and now. There you go. And try to flop it all the way over.
Yeah.
And now wet your hand again, and let's do the folding technique.
I really like the whole getting your hand wet technique.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. All right, so now I
grab onto it, get the entire thing up, and then fold it. And then just do that while rotating the bowl.
I don't think my folding technique here is very good.
Yeah, because you're folding it back. Try to fold it under itself. Pick it up.
I thought that was what I was doing.
No, you were doing this.
Oh, I folded it the wrong way.
Yeah, you need to fold it the same way.
The fact that he's doing this means I'm failing.
A little bit.
Or, you know, he's a bad teacher.
That too.
Cool.
And that's it. And now we have to leave it for a full hour. And that's the last time we're gonna be in this bowl. And then we're gonna fold it. How
long did it take to buy the bread from the baker?
It took like 2 minutes. I had to wait in line for 1 minute and then, you know.
What's next?
All right, so it's been about an hour.
That's
now we need to shape our dough. This means that if we just put this in the oven right now, it's gonna just flop out and have no structure to it. So we want it to actually have a little bit of a structure, a little bit of a rise, and that's why we have a proving basket. It's a basket. If you don't have this, it's fine. You can just use a bowl and then just line it with a kitchen towel and use lots and lots of flour on it.
A kitchen
towel.
Towel, okay.
Yeah. First we need flour. Then I want you to put a little bit in there.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just sprinkle it?
Yeah, a little bit more than that. A little bit more. There you go. And then here's a little trick. Just make sure that it covers pretty much all the edges inside it. So just flop the flour around a little bit. Now, yeah, we're gonna need a lot more flour. I want you to flour the top of that generously. All right, and now flour your table surface.
You're cleaning this up. So I'm cooking.
All right, now put your dough on the table. Try to get like the top here to be on the bottom of the thing. Just flip it right over.
You said flip it right over.
All right, remove the thingy. Take the bowl out. See if it's there.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
It's this weird dough.
Yep. So now I want you to take a side, pull it a little bit up, and then tuck it on the top.
Should I
on
have
the top? There, and then do it all the way around. There you go. There you go. Good job. Okay, now I want you to flip it over. And then as if you're making a big bun or like a rundstykke or like a hamburger bun, I want you to try to shape it into a ball. That's great. Very good job. Now, I want you to flip it into your hand and gently, with this side down, into the bowl. Good job. And that's it. Now, it's gonna stay here in the proving basket and it's gonna rise upwards. So the bottom piece here is actually gonna be our top piece. This needs to proof again for another 30 to 40 minutes. Jeez. And then it's going into the oven. All right, guys, we are ready. The oven is at 280 C, and Magnus, are you hungry?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get this started. So first, we need, so this is a pot. It's a cheap version of a Dutch oven. If you can get a proper Dutch oven or a cast iron pot, that's the best. Just remember, you do gotta have a lid. Get a little bit of flour. Just take that, take a little pinch in your hand and just...
Can I just...
Yeah, just be careful not to get too much. So just a little bit, just enough so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. There you go. Cool. Okay, now carefully flip this over here.
But it's gonna like fall into it.
Yeah.
That's so fine.
Fall into it, carefully. All the way over, all the way over.
Yeah, you said carefully. That's a very satisfying pattern.
Yeah. Okay. So you actually see the pattern of the ridges. All right, now if we put it in the oven just like this, it's gonna start to rise and then break apart at the seams around the edges of the bottom. We don't want that. We want it to bloom up like an onion. So therefore we need to cut this. So I want you to just cut like 5 cuts along the side, about a centimeter deep.
You mean along the top?
Yeah. With the lid on, in the oven for about 20 minutes. Exactly 20 minutes.
20 minutes, and I can eat.
No, then we take off the lid and leave it in the oven, but take the temperature down to 250. And then we leave it in the oven until you can see that it's got a proper dark brown crust on it. And then we're not gonna eat yet, because it's also gonna have to wait and rest for about 20 more minutes.
You're joking now, aren't you? Way down at the bottom of the oven.
Yeah. And then we wait for 40 minutes-ish. It's been about 40 minutes. Let's get it out of the oven and see what's happening.
All right.
We are trying to beat this.
All right, let's see.
So, good thing it's not stuck to the bottom. That's always a little bit scary. Whew, it's hot.
It's because you just took it out of the oven, Einstein. Okay, okay.
And here we go. This is a homemade sourdough-ish bread. Ideally, you should let this rest for at least 20 minutes to make sure that it's, you know...
You better.
Because it does still have a lot of moisture in it. However, I'm gonna let you guys hear something now. Let's hear the sourdough sing.
Why does it do that?
I don't know. I think it's the crust like crackling because it's hardening now, I think.
Okay. All right. We want to try the baker's bread first.
All right. Okay.
I will say this. It actually looks better than it tastes.
It really does. It looks awesome. It tastes pretty decent.
Yeah. Very bland though. Wow.
That's crispy.
Doesn't look as dense, but it's not way off.
Oh, that smells good.
That smells a lot better.
Here we go.
So my first reaction, you can taste that you forgot the salt.
We're supposed to have 10 grams of salt in this bread and you forgot it.
It's very crunchy. Like insanely crunchy.
That crunch will actually keep until tomorrow.
Is it worth the effort? Based solely on the taste, I would say not really. But it really isn't that much effort. No. And it is, and I can definitely see this being as a sort of a pleasant thing to do because it's the experience of doing it. It's the pride of having made something that beautiful and nice. And that, to me, makes it worth it.
I think I really f***ed when not adding the salt. And the worst part is, my mom's gonna watch this and I forgot the salt last time as well, and she's gonna look at me and be like, "Arr!" Price-wise, this is...
Oh yeah.
5 kroners. This is 70 kroners.
Huge. I mean, that alone makes this worth it. But I gotta say, just the joy of making it and
it's been fun.
Seeing how easy it is.
You made that. Don't forget that. You made that.
Yeah, I made it. You know what? I made it. It's mine. You can have some, but
you can make that now.
That's the thing. I will make that now.
I'll see you guys later, all right? Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, they won't see us later.
Last episode of Curious Foods.
Last episode of Curious Foods. It's been fun and annoying.